Hello, trendy people. Of course, Spring Trends is back. I am excited, and I'm sure you are also. This is where we'll talk about everything trending. Yes, we've been on a break for weeks, but then it's back bigger and better, bigger and better. Here on Spring Trend, we'll talk about everything trending, what's trending, who's trending, where they're trending, and reactions on social media. We'll get to read out people's comments on different social media platforms, and who knows if you keep typing, if you keep putting out your thoughts out there, we might get to read it from here. My name is Evelyn Ohiolei. I do not do this alone. Femi is right here by my side.
You know that this is the part where they play that to pimpin to pimpin to pimpin. I'm back again. Everybody. But it's a good feeling to be back to be doing this again, especially at this time. As I said something on the program yesterday. Why you are away? Oh God, many things don't happen. Okay. And now that you are even back, many things still they happen. Things they occur.
Exactly. That's why we're here. It's good to be here. You're talking about that song by P Square.
Yes, sir.
There's a recent one. There's one that is trending now. Since we are on Spring Trends, I feel we can talk about it. I would say, okay, what do you want? A man that fears God or a man with money? I say, na kolabo. So
no. Yeah, so
a
blend of both.
Someone is giving you, options to choose from. You say, no, I want everything. I want it all. So now collabo. All right, let's just get right into it. My first story this morning is on paternity fraud. As we have learned that 1 in 4 paternity tests in Nigeria returns negative. This is according to a report a producer termed it paternity wahala, and really it is a wahala this time. If 1 out of 4 paternity tests returns negative, I mean, it's a lot. A lot is happening. Rexram on IG says, until everyone is tested, the statistics means nothing. You cannot check less than 1% of the group and have a conclusion. Those tested are already in doubt anyway. And with a smart emoji there. And BigFish_Empire26 on IG says, if blood group tests can come out as AA, even if you are AS, anything can happen in Nigeria laboratories. So Big Fish is faulting the Nigeria laboratories. There's this distrust about made in Nigeria stuff, and right now we are still kind of doubting made in Nigeria babies, and it's giving rise for a lot of people to go for DNA tests, and some people get the shock of their lives. But it is what it is. So Big Fish is saying that if Nigeria laboratories can sometimes mix things up, make mistakes, you might want to not stick with just one DNA test. You might want to repeat it maybe 2-3 times to be sure of that very first results that you got. And I think it's actually valid anyways. Camp Sugar on IG says, this is not to encourage any form of infidelity at all. So don't come for me, I beg. She's saying don't come for her. But DNA tests are both paternal and for women too, and 9 out of 10 DNA tests for mothers turn out negative too. Infidelity is wrong for both men and women. Don't make it about the women only. I'm trying to still get her point. But she's trying to make a case for the women that infidelity is wrong for both genders, so don't kill the women. We've had years and years of male infidelity, and now there is a rise in female infidelity, and probably she's saying what's the sauce for the goose is sauce for the gander.
I wonder
try to
what
accommodate
that means. Like there is a season in which it was men, now is the season for the women. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. So try to accommodate them. And lastly, Emmy Clothing Line says something very serious is happening in Nigerian hospitals. Government should investigate the activities of maternity hospitals where deliveries are taking place. I hope they are not switching babies. Of course, I cannot believe this alarming number of women are unfaithful to their husbands. Something is wrong somewhere. And there's another point also, Femi, that it's not only paternity fraud. Sometimes these babies are switched. I mean, there was a particular nurse at the time that said she switches baby, or she switched babies while she was a nurse just for the fun of it. And she said, if you were born in so hospital from a particular time, probably say from 1999 to 2005, you might want to go check out, have a DNA test, because I switched a lot of babies while I was there. And she said she was doing it for fun, not that she was being paid to do that. I think
such a woman should not be psychologically evaluated.
She should be. She should be. I'm just
to ascertain the veracity of what she's saying.
Exactly. I just said that. I just gave that that story to give a context to what this person is saying. But what is your thoughts, really, Femi, on this?
I think it's a multi-pronged kind of conversation that we should have. Somebody have talked about the doubts being casted on Nigerian laboratories, and I think that's not good enough, because it's looking like anything out of this country should just be doubted. Anything, even the air. Now God did do, but some people say, is in Nigerian air? I bet check more. But it should not really be, because these are total professionals. But then you always see bad eggs, the provider bad eggs. But it's we should be careful. We talk about people, maybe they should seek second opinion, third opinion, but these things don't come cheap. They're very expensive. Who pays for that? These are the issues. They are top, medical and scientific procedure. So it doesn't come cheap just because you want to find out. Some will say, oh, see the nose, see my own. I better live on like that. Now, for the person that said from 1999, the context you gave to a particular year, some would rather say for the peace of mind, I will not check, leave it. But imagine somebody you'll be taking care of a 20-year-old child. You now find out is not yours. I better go. In as much nobody is dragging the child with you, just leave her.
The child is.
You have taken care of somebody through the university,
so you think,
and you now want to find out.
Because I think at the time this was trending online that if you found out probably 20 years later or say 16 years later, because I'm trying to put it at an age where the child is not yet an adult. So 16 years later that the child you have provided for, supported, loved for 16 years is not yours. You'll keep the child, or would you, say you and your mother just go? Yes, I'm asking you.
I think if nobody, it depends. Some men, let me tell you something this morning. That's a secret. Men will do anything for their peace of mind, whatever that means to them. They will do it. That's all we feel. In as much nobody is dragging this child
with me,
I'd rather I can't waste 16 years of investment. In as much no father is coming out to say, oh, it's my own, and then it becomes messy, something like that. That's something. You know what they say about Vegas? Whatever stays in Vegas. I mean, whatever happens in Vegas, let it stay in Vegas. These are some of the things. But I think the issue of paternity fraud is not entirely new. If you ask me, it's not new. I think it's social media that is making it known to the people. It has always been. If it from some persons born from 1900 to 1950, some of those firstborn no be na papa get to now. That's not the thing, because these are some of the things. And then there is a traditional way of checking. There are people that have these superstitious way of checking. Okay, they are Ohiolei in Yoruba land, and some of them do. If this child survives, that means our own. If it doesn't, whatever it means, there's a way of checking paternity fraud. But it's a lot. There is this George Lake, a reality, I think it's not a reality TV show, but it's DNA. They call it paternity court. Very popular now. And, God bless the soul, although she's still alive, of George Lauren Lakes, one brutally factual and blunt woman who always tell them. And you see how the ladies will come there and be throwing accusing fingers. And the moment you say is not, some of them will still be throwing tantrums. And the judge will be like, okay, do you know the father? I want to say, okay, maybe somebody. I think that we have wicked people, both in men and in women. But if actually, God forbid, something happens, that particular child, you have trained that child through the university, and somebody is whispering to your ears, maybe it's not your own. Oga, leave her. Go kill that person.
Not my
child. You see the face, you see the eyeball, leave her like that. Except somebody somewhere rises and say, he is my own, and then everything escalates. But if nobody is dragging, Oga, let everybody just hold their peace.
All right,
but infidelity is a no-no. Let's be responsible. Everybody, even as a single person, let's be responsible.
I mean, that's it. Femi has said that, and I think it's very important that as human beings, we remain faithful to our partners, irrespective of what. If you cannot deal with them, just let them go.
Yeah, no need to commit anybody to a relationship.
All right, we'll move on to the next story this morning, and it's all about fuel. Fuel is on the leap. The fuel price right now is on the leap of people as to what it is at this time. And, you know, fuel price now, let's say 8.55, 8.95 in some sites, 8.35 in some sites. You might want to actually go online and check what your own site looks like. And for the benefit of those that you know might not really want to check, let me help you out. Let me just be magnanimous enough to let you know that Lagos, if you're in Lagos sites will be the recommended price from NNPCL retail outlet is going to be 868 naira, and it's coming from 618 naira. Lekki 1, Lekki 2, Sangote Ado, Orimbawa, Ediroko is going to 869 from 619 naira. Badagry is going to 875 naira. Shagamu 885 naira. Rivers Akwa Ibom Southeast side 940 naira. Cross Rivers 933 naira. Or your side 890 naira. And Tiwatiwambi Osun State, Ekiti, on those sites is going to 895 naira. So if you're in Osun State, you're going to be buying from NNPC rather, at 895. Edo Delta sites is going to 910 naira. Kano Kaduna 939 naira. Abuja Kefi and its environs 918 naira. Akwanga is going to 919 naira. Sulaita environ Kogi Jos is going to 920. Lafayette 923. Mina 930 naira. Let's look at reactions right now online. Blessed African Queens. Okay, we have a video, so I'll just let us watch that video.
It's 55. Latest news, 8:55. NNPC, Aulawa Road, Ikoyi.
Okay, so that's an update there. And why does it look like the person wants to cry? But really, that price can make you cry.
Yeah.
Blessed African Queens, we'll go to reactions now. Waiting they buy for 950, 1,000, which place be 855. So we'd like to know where Blessed African Queens is buying from 950, 1,000 naira. And official_Rolash says, if NNPCL is selling with this higher price, how much will the other filling stations buying from them will sell? For God's sake, shall we never enter a big problem for this country like this? Because before you know now, price of things will rise again. Quincy Wilder one says, Spag is now 1,400. Bag of rice is 94,000 naira. Egg is 3,000 naira for half crate. Even the poor know they live this kind life because everything done post. And official_Miss Fresh and IG says, not to get bicycle remain besides not exercise. So it's Femi, what do you think? I mean, this advice from official_Miss Fresh, get a bicycle.
For how long can you use a bicycle? What's the level of distance you can travel with a bicycle? Will you ride your bicycle? Even your bicycle needs your strength.
Yeah,
to function.
That's why I said it's exercise.
Do you have exercise? That's something that the moment you cross some lines, no more exercise is a struggle. You are struggling for life, to be alive. You know, I think that's just it's good, by the way, if you're just within your hood. If your workplace is not too far, you know, I think in Holland, in Netherlands, they use more of, you know, these things. But then the reality is upon us. And whatever affects the price of PMS affects everything. Everything from food to transportation. Of course, it's come from transportation, moving from, and you know, our people that they will exploit that situation to say, these are some of the issues, and now I think we are in need. I don't want to use a particular word. We are in a serious situation. Yeah, and that I don't know how Nigerians are going to cope with this. 865, 869, based on where you are buying official NNPC rate. How about Ipman rates? You know, how many NNPC retail do we have in Oshobo, for example? Maybe one or two. Now, can they serve the purpose? What would be the queue like? Will they always have the supply? These are some of the issues. So you turn to the Ipman stations and you have them scattered around. You may buy obviously higher than that. What do you make of such a business? What do you do with it? Expect your barbing salon to increase price. Your salon person, salonist, or what they call them, hairdresser, will say, Auntie Shebi, you know. Because truly, you know, it has increased. Your tailor, your whatever, if actually you are still sewing clothes, by the way, you know, everything is affected, will be affected. The next few days will be very interesting. I just hope we can just I don't know, but we hope for the best. That's just all I can say, because it is, Nigerians are not, it's not just hearsay, it's official. And that's the thing. Now, this is the part where Nigerians, some Ipman marketers or even petroleum marketers, fuel stations owners will not say, oh, it's 65 naira. They are selling 690. This is the part they are supposed to tell us, I can't say 860 now. The ones I bought is 700. So let me just sell it for you 700. This is the part where you see Nigerians jack it up immediately and say it's 900 naira. But when there is reduction, they will tell you the ones I have. So there is the human part to everything.
Nigerians at this time are trying to survive. This is no longer managing. You know, there was a time we say, how are you doing? I'm managing. Things, this is people trying to just survive daily life. Exactly. And like you said, it's going to be interesting days ahead for us as a country. We just hope that the government of the day can do things to really allow Nigerians to breathe, because right now it is not only the poor that wants to breathe, even the rich are crying at this time. We'll move on to our next story, which we will launch with a video. There was an exchange, what I will call political basketballs in Edo State, and it's not even between the main challenges, because Edo State is going to the polls this month, September. So you would have expected that it would be probably an exchange of words between the PDP contender and the APC contender, but of course these people are in different parties, or they represent different parties. And I'm talking about the First Lady of Edo State, Bekti Obaseki, and Senator Adams Oshiomhole, who is a two-term governor of the state. Let's watch this video, and this is a response of Senator Adams Oshiomhole to a particular statement made by Mrs. Obaseki, you know, attacking the marital status of the APC candidate, Senator Monday Okpebolo. Watch this, and we'll come back to take reactions.
I was shocked yesterday to see Mrs. Obaseki, the First Lady, saying that our candidate has no wife. She is the most, I'm sorry that she had to say that, because here is a woman who has no child. Between him and Obaseki, they have no child, they are childless. They are even not ready to adopt. I mean, I don't blame anybody who don't have a child. But people who have love for children, they go to motherless home and adopt children. They have not adopted, they are both in their 60s. So you married with, I don't know whether it's a contract or whatever it is, but they have no child. Now, our candidate not only have children, he has invested in the education of those children, such that you watch them on live television, covered by your media stations, where the first one that spoke is a lawyer, the second one is a medical doctor, and they address the crowd in Edo South, in Edo Central, in Edo North, and their mother was there.
So when they go low, you go lower. Senator Adams Oshiomhole definitely, obviously, went lower with that particular statement, trying to kind of mock the governor of Edo State and his wife of being childless. I mean, people said it was a needless statement coming from Senator Adams Oshiomhole, who is a two-term governor of Edo State, a former Labour leader, a former national chairman of the APC, and now a sitting senator of Edo North Senatorial District, representing Edo North Senatorial District. I mean, but let's just get on to reactions very quickly, because we have limited time in our hands. Kolawole Adegbo Tolu, I hope I got that correctly. When they say politics is a dirty game, this is exactly what it means. Mrs. First Lady and Mr. Former Governor Naduwelu Chai. And Yusuf Zamani says, politics is not for the weak. Funny Videos says, in a country where there is human rights, no such word would have come out of the so-called whoever's mouth. Otherwise, the person will go in for it. But in Nigeria, anyone can say anything to anyone without nothing being done. That's why you see lots of people supporting nonsense, all in the name of glass house and stones. You know, the people are saying that Mrs. Obaseki was actually living in a glass house, and she threw that stone first at Senator Monday Okpebolo.
And then they brought a tipper load of stones.
Exactly. And Fortune Onwemehi says, instead of convincing the people with workable policies, politicians are blabbing about family issues. Prince Ekene George says, wow, it is so sad, all in the name of politics. Femi, what do you think? Do you think this was the right response? This was, an appropriate response to what Mrs. Obaseki said about Senator Monday Okpebolo, who is the APC candidate? Your thoughts?
I think starting from one of the comments where it's talking about the human rights. For me, this is not about human rights. This is about morality. This is about being responsible. This is about being mature. This is about being, there are still sanity, even in the face of politics. But then let me put it this way. And I was speaking with somebody last night when we watched this thing together. It was quite creepy to me that there should be lying. But in politics all over the world, it can be personal, the kind of way. But then the moment you go, I was trying to tell that person, the moment you go personal on somebody, you lose that right to draw the line.
Yeah.
Whenever you stay off the issues, because you can never say, oh, I only told you that your head is big, or you could have told me my head is bigger. No, the person will come at you full force. And what did Mrs. Obaseki say at that campaign ground? I think she was trying to talk about, it was about the campaign, and he said, Monday Okpebolo, the candidate of the APC, doesn't have a wife. Then a person will get a wife, where they're responsible, and I suppose, vote for. And, it speaks to the pettiness. How does that have anything to do with leadership? Because she herself shouldn't have said that. But everything is petty. Anything is anyhow in Nigerians. You will use anything to throw whatever dirt you can find, even the ones that are not there. You smear them, smear campaigns, and then, trust Ohiolei. And he has a history of saying things that are quite unfortunate.
But very quickly before we go, because we have to go, do you think this is a plus or a minus to the APC? I mean, the statement by Senator.
I think if it's a nation that works, if it's a nation in which people really hold people accountable, this should be a negative thing, especially with the way the Adonobi Lagos thing played out, from the current president while he was
so
not
you think
in
this
power.
might affect Senator?
It should, because I've seen a couple of videos in which Edo women, not even men, are coming out to say, now we, Edo women, oh yeah. It was quite funny, but you could see the anger. Most of them say, you feel carry anything. Make I use Edo PG. Smear person, insult them, no carry Peking. No be Peking. It's quite unfortunate for a matured man, a two-time governor. He had the history of go and die. A widow that he told go and die. Although he tried to do a damage control, but it's quite very unfortunate. We should not, I think he should apologize to the Edo people and Edo women for this, because it could be dangerous for the candidature of Monday Okpebolo. And that's an ungo.
That's an ungo. I mean, it is what it is. We have to go because we are pressed for time. Thank you so much, Femi, for doing this with me. And of course, to our esteemed viewers for watching till the end. We make a return tomorrow for another interesting time on Spring Trends. Until then, have yourself a good and productive day. Spring comes right next. Do not go anywhere.